So as far as this blessed period is concerned, my dear sisters, it has some striking characteristics. What are the, so these are the 4 sacred months we've already done. Now coming to the 3 striking characteristics of the sacred months. First thing we have to remember these 3 things as we go by these months. What is the first important thing? They are singled out by Allah as sacred and are thus the elite months. They are the special months that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said. Second, it is forbidden to fight. It is forbidden to wrong or to oppress each other during these months, because Allah has mentioned categorically, "Fala tazlimu fihinna," that do not oppress or wrong or fight each other during these 3+1 Rajab, during these 4 months. And the third important point that we need to keep in our mind is that our deeds, whether they are good deeds or bad deeds, they are heavier in the sight of Allah during these months. So how do we know that? This has been mentioned in the glorious Quran, in the tafsir of these verses. My dear sisters, on the day of Hajj, Imam Ahmad records that Abu Bakr said that the Prophet ﷺ said in the speech during the Hajj. What did our beloved Prophet ﷺ say? The division of time has turned to its original form, which was current when Allah created the heavens and the earth. The year is of 12 months, out of which 4 months are sacred. 3 in succession, that is Zulqada, Zulhijjah and Muharram, and the 4th is Rajab of the tribe of Mudar, which comes between Jamadi and Shaban. And then the Prophet ﷺ continued, and then the Prophet ﷺ also added, "Verily, your blood, your property and honor are sacred to one another, like the sanctity of this day of yours, in this month of yours, and in this city of yours. Verily, you will meet your Lord, and he will question you about your actions. Behold, do not revert to misguidance after me by striking the necks of one another." And then the Prophet ﷺ asked, "Have I conveyed it to you?" It is incumbent upon those who are present to inform those who are absent, because those who are absent might comprehend what I have said better than some who are present. So this is from the collection of Bukhari and Muslim, as it has been said. Further, my dear sisters, Qatada says, in the quote of Qatada, and what is the quote? Okay, first we'll go to Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala an. What did he say? He says that in all 12 months, Allah then chose 4 out of these months and made them sacred, emphasizing their sanctity, making sinning in them greater, in addition to multiplying the rewards of righteous deeds during them. And this is as it has been mentioned in Tafsir Ibn Kasir. So my dear sisters, Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala an specifically said in context to the tafsir, "Fala tazlimu fihinna," that is, do not wrong yourselves in this month, also includes in the explanation is that we have to remember the fact that if we are going to sin in this month, it is more graver in the sight of Allah. It weighs heavier. And also, so therefore we need to make as much good deeds. We need to do as many good deeds as possible so that we get multiple times more reward during these 3+1, 4 months. Further, Qatada says in the next slide, sister. Qatada says that in all 12 months, Allah then chose 4 out of these months and made them sacred, emphasizing the sanctity, making sinning in them greater, in addition to multiplying rewards of the righteous deeds during them. So verily, injustice is always wrong, but Allah makes things graver than others as He wills. So this is what is Qatada saying, that injustice during the sacred months is worse and graver than injustice in the other months. So we've got to be very careful and understand this. What does zulm means? Fala tazlimu fihinna, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, what does that mean? We'll come to that also, inshallah, in the latter part of the talk, my dear sisters. So this is as far as the striking characteristics is concerned. Now that we are entering into tomorrow, we are entering into Zulqa'dah. So let us understand what is the speciality and what are the important events that took place and what are the most important dates as far as Zulqa'dah is concerned. So 5 important events and 5 important dates to remember as far as this month of Zulqa'dah, which we are entering into, is concerned. The first is the Battle of Trench, that is the Battle of Khandaq that took place, and how the believers fought, the Muslims fought in this battle. And this happened in 5 Anna Hijri. And then the second important happening and event was the Ridwan, the Bait al-Ridwan, that is the treaty, after the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, that is the pledge of the tree that took place, under which all, and they pledged with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Also, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah is in 6th Anna Hijri. And then, of course, the first Umrah. And not just the first Umrah, in fact, after that, all 4 Umrahs that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did in his life happened, always they happened in the Zulqa'dah. And then, of course, the only Hajj and the pilgrimage that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did was also, it also began in the month of Zulqa'dah. So that's how important Zulqa'dah is. In fact, all 4 Umrah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam happened in the month of Zulqa'dah. And in fact, Sheikh bin Baz says that the best month to do Umrah after Ramadan, except of course after Ramadan, is in the month of Zulqa'dah. Why? Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do it in the month of Zulqa'dah. And the Salaf, in fact, a group of them, they say that it's better to do it in Zulqa'dah. Ibn al-Qayyim said that, you know, I did istikhara to Allah to guide me as to give me an opportunity to do Umrah, and in which I asked Allah, whichever is the best for me, if it's best for me to do it in Ramadan, help me to do it in Ramadan. But if it's best for me to do it in Zulqa'dah, help me to do it in Zulqa'dah. So why they were emphasizing on this? Just to follow the sunnah of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So my dear sisters, we need to, you know, go back to the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and every time when Zulqa'dah comes, we need to remind ourselves, go to the seerah, revise the seerah of the Prophet, go through the history and tell these incidences to our children as well, so that they know what was the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, so that they know what exactly happened in Bait al-Ridwan. And I'm sure, you know, the entire family would enjoy when you read from the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam about the Battle of Trench, and also about the first Umrah and the final pilgrimage, the Hajj. And after that, Hajj became an obligatory act of ibadah for us. So that is as far as the 5 important events are concerned.